Okay. Why is there no music playing here? So quiet. Citizen. Where is it?
Can't make the demons wait.
Arisen Cry. Cry. Oh, he even has a picture. A lean, tall man behind the counter turns toward you. The suit he's wearing doesn't immediately catch the eye, but it is expensive. His thin lips stretch into a friendly smile. Welcome, I'm Arisen Cry. Thanks for coming to my humble shop. Gundrun's guests are my guests. Where are you and your companions from? The lack of music is actually a bit unsettling. Now it's back again. Maybe we just had to complain. I'm actually a Crusader from Dresden. The merchant eyes light up even more. A Crusader from Dresden, imagine that. Very interesting. I usually see Numerian travelers here and the occasional Ustalav. You really are a special visitor. But anyway, forgive me my curiosity. I imagine you have questions? Or would you like to see my merchandise? Well, who exactly are you? The merchant twists an expensive ring on his finger, looking lost in thought for a moment. I used to be asked that a lot back when I just come here. Your question almost transported me back to those days. What used to be my answer? I'm a foreigner, but you needn't be afraid of me. I'm an Ustalav, but do weigh all the pros and cons of running a pitchfork through me. The merchant's laughter soft, but very sincere. Those were the days, full of fuss and new faces. A pleasant memory. A lot has changed since then. I settled down here, started my own business, put on a few pounds. Happy to make your acquaintance. My name is Arisen Cry. I'm a rare breed around these parts. A merchant. And an outstanding one, too, I must add. By the way, what would you say if this merchant had some business to discuss with you? Maybe tell me what kind of business first. Fair enough. Information first, decisions later. You are a shrewd one, I could see that right away, and that's the reason I'm making this proposal. I suppose you've heard about the trouble of the Wolf's Goddess Temple by now. In case you haven't, here it is in a nutshell. For a long time now, the temple has been besieged by demons. The goddess's power prevented them from getting in, but they have no intention of leaving either. I've managed to find out that the demons are likely coveting a certain knick-knack that's inside the temple. Well, knick-knack is one way of putting it. Some might prefer ancient relic. It's really just an old piece of wood with a rich history, but as long as it stays in the temple, those monsters won't leave the town in peace. If you happen to get inside sometime, take a good look around. Ideally, I would like to acquire this item, but I would also welcome any information. Is it actually the temple? Is it actually in the temple? What does it look like? Where is it being kept? Get the idea? I am prepared to pay handsomely for anything you can tell me about. Well, I don't think that the people here would be happy if I just hand out the ancient relic to a merchant. I look around the temple when I get the chance. You've made me the happiest amongst merchants. I'm glad to shake your hand and seal the deal. And remember, the reward will be very generous. I'm saying this in case you're not especially concerned about what will become of Gundrun. So, what is it like living in Gundrun as an Ustalav? The merchant smiles a reserved, knowing smile. If the locals could kill, but they can't, so it's an eminently tolerable. Yes, I'm a little unpopular, this is true. You see, being an Ustalav here is an indelible stigma. No matter how many years I've been, and will continue to be, an honest shopkeeper, they always say, he's a nice chap, sensible and honest, but still an Ustalav, so don't put your pitchfork away just yet. Do you understand? The fun thing is, I just wanted to ask the third question anyway. What exactly is the deal with Ustalav in this place? It's the troubles of bygone times. When Sarkorian fell, a handful of survivors sought refuge in Ustalav, but the Ustalavs were afraid of the demonic scourge. Ustalav closed its borders to refugees, and the blockade has continued to this day. Yes, it's an antagonism that goes back decades. Sadness cloud the merchant gaze. Their blockade is deplorable misunderstanding stemming from a lack of research into the nature of demons at the time. I was profoundly outraged to learn that the borders were so closed, while, of course, it was beyond my power to change that. I did all I could. I came here and opened my shop so that my merchandise might in some way relieve the people's hardship. I'm not sure if you're telling me the truth. What can you tell me about Gundrun? A wonderful place, if a bit of an acquired taste. Quiet, old-fashioned, but you can feel its potential. Gundrun can be more than this. It's a shame not everyone who's in charge of its future sees that. I guess he's more on the side of Sigmund, I guess. So, what do you think of Isenna? A wonderful woman of firm principles, a true Sarkorian. Although, between you and me, the total of her knowledge of the ancestral ways comes from what her grandmother told her of what her own grandmother had taught her of what. You get the idea. She goes out of her way to revive old customs, but from where I'm standing, it sadly seems to do nothing to help Gundrun move with the times. Wouldn't you say forward is the only direction worth moving in? Time only moves forward. Be like time. That's what I always say. It's an interesting thing to go by. He who plows on ahead with no knowledge of the road will stumble into a bog, or fall into a ditch and break both his legs. The girl might not know our traditions very well, true enough, but at least she follows them. What do you think about Sigmund then? More of a fan of him? A most worthy man, courageous, honest, and a true leader. Another pleasant trait of his is his openness to new things, much as he strives to remain true to his Sarkorian roots, or his idea of them. It's just that he lacks any flexibility in political matters. Do you see what I mean? And Gundrun is badly in need of allies. He's too ready to bend over whichever way the breeze is blowing. Who ever heard of sorcerers in a chieftain's band? Ulbrig scoffs angrily. In a party with... well... You know, it is not a good idea to trust everyone who's trying to make friends with you. Who wants Oglins for allies? Allow me to assure you, I've no dealings with... what did you call them? Oglins. On the contrary, we're talking about honorable, respectable people whose favor will only benefit Gundrun. I reckon you're no better than an Oglin yourself. I look at your slimy smirk. I can see right away that you're up to no good. Alright, Ulbrig. So, what do you think of the Wolf Goddess then? A most interesting entity. In terms of power, she doesn't exactly rank with the likes of iomedae. No, of course. But she is powerful enough. It's sad to see people's faith in Sarkorian gods wane by the day. A pity. But time passes, and some things pass with it. What was before will never be again, nor will old Sarkorius ever rise from his ashes. Those are harsh words to say in a Sarkorian village. I don't want to show the charm, because I think we might need it, and I don't want him buying it. Alright, thanks for your answers. I go now. Of course, come back anytime, you'll find me here. Me and my merchandise.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, we could go down there. I think let's try to go to the chieftain's house first. And let's see what he's got to say.
Let's see what we can do.
Lots of bodyguards. To the chieftain's house. Oh, interesting. Actually, quite a few spellcasters. With a very intriguing name, Numerian Spellcaster. And there's another one, Bjordolf. Let's just steal the stuff here. No one bats an eye.
Aren't I?
Owl's Cowl. Say that 3 times. Give the wearer +6 enhancement bonus to wisdom. And you could combine it with a cat's boots. Who has them? You have. Let's combine them. Newest. +6 to wisdom. Oh, nice. But I have to say, in the combination with both dexterity and wisdom, I think they might be best for Aru. Or she uses wisdom. And dexterity. Dexterity for shooting, and, well, wisdom cause she's a ranger. With all natural attacks. What is a natural attack? Is it like biting? Or claw? Let's give them to her. Please unequip those. Here we go. Here. And here. That doesn't work together. Ah, look, she looks very cute with that. With the owl's cowl. And let's give the belt to Woljif. Where is it? Ah. Here we go. And once again, it's so quiet. Anyway. Look at that. Dexterity +9. Nice. Alright. It's also funny that we're walking around here with a literal succubus and no one bats an eye. Not even Ulbrig. Okay, let's talk to him. Oh, did you even get across to this side? I'll be having a few choice words with the guards at the crossing. Come on in, since you're here. So, do you need any help with the quarantine? No, I'll handle it just fine. I've already sent off for a healer. Bjord, my advisor, took care of it. The healer's delayed in coming, of course. Sigvorn clicks his tongue in frustration. You'd think he'd hurry his neck a little after the fortune I paid him. Well, no point in fuming of it. He'll be here any day now. So, why exactly won't you let Azata help? Isn't she the shaman of this village? If you've talked to her, you'll probably understand the reason yourself. He shakes his head. She's a heedless one. She believes Sirena will protect her from everything, and she'll walk through fire armed with that faith. And the disease is dangerous. 3 of our people have died already. That's why I've put all the sick in one house and put a guard on the door. It's the safest thing to do until the healer gets here. There's something else. The reason why Isa is so troubled by the whole thing. The disease reared its head after the feast day, and do you know which feast it was? The one in honor of our wolf. Izena is in charge of the preparations every year, so she torments herself, she feels guilty. And it takes a clear head to deal with any serious job. Oh, you actually have an advisor? His name is Bjordolf. I brought him all the way from Numeria. He was in my party. He wasn't much use in combat, but he has applied himself here. What a nice thing to say. So, what do you know about the disease? Anything you found out already? Bah, barely anything. It all began right after the feast in honor of our dear Serena. They hadn't even taken the garlands off the gates that evening when the first one fell sick. Maybe they brought in the disease along with the foreign goods. Maybe it's something else. But people are hurting and dying. Talk to Bjord. He can tell you more. I'm really sorry to say that, but you know, your people might not last until help arrives. Sigmund's hand curled into fists and his brow furrows. I am aware, he yells, but then quickly cools his temper. What do you suggest I do then? I can't get a healer from Ustalav, the water's closed. Not that I want anything to do with those ghouls. Alright, it can't hurt. Go. Have a look if you like. I'll tell my people to let you go where you please. But Izena is not allowed to go anywhere near the sick. If you figure out a way to weed out the disease, come and we'll talk. I actually want to ask you about something else. Sure, ask away. What exactly are your thoughts on Gundrun? What a weird question for a chieftain. And he says basically the same. What a thing to ask. I'm the chief here, you know. My thoughts... They are the same thoughts any good father has on his child. For all their faults, they're still my child. Sigmund's laughter is resounding and pleasant. After he's done laughing, he rubs his chin. I think I regret every day I ever spent away from this place. This is my home, my tribe. And my tribe needs me. I won't let its spirit stiffen and wither, bound by old traditions. Mages, technology, even more devils for crying out loud. We will absorb it all and turn it into our benefit. One way or another, Gundrun will live. Ooh, that kind of sounds like no matter the cause, and that could end badly. Did you do anything, Sigmund? I'm listening to you and don't know what to make of it. On the one hand, Chief, I'll put it plainly, you're talking nonsense. When has sorcery ever helped us? But then again... Ulbrig scratches at his beard. Then again, you've got the Sarkorian spirit. You're talking balderdash, but you're talking like a chieftain. What are we supposed to do, friend? All Sarkoras died 100 years ago. The whole world has been turned upside down. What used to be reasonable is madness now. And what sounded like madness now makes sense. Times have changed. Sigmund grips Ulbrig a friendly thumb to the shoulder. But our spirit, the same as ever. No matter what century we're in. So, maybe tell a little about yourself. Tell me a little about yourself. I'm the chieftain. Sigmund shrugs his mighty shoulders, his face radiating calm dignity that gives you an indication of how much the word means to him. Do you see this sword? He nods over his shoulder at the worn, leather-bound hilt. I got it from my father, as he got it from his father, as he got it from his... And the one who originally forged it and let it drink the blood of his enemies was the Sarkorian chieftain, many moons before the fall of this land. And what was his name? Tell me, chieftain, what is your clan name? And what's the name of this fine sword of yours? Want to test me, do you? Very well, I present myself as is proper. I am Sigmund Daughtry, son of Aswad Daughtry, grandson of Walder Daughtry. Our clan was founded by the Troven Daughtry, the great smith who trampled Dragon Flame in his forge. And as for my sword, Sigmund frowns. Its name was lost along with our homeland. My grandfather died defending his home when my father was just a babe. The sword survived, but my grandfather took its name to his grave. May I take a look? Ulbrig examines the scabbard and hilt of the sword with reverence, cautiously touching the tongues of flame etched on the guard. I knew your great-great-grandfather, Wilbur Daughtry, and this blade. I've seen it in battle. Its name is Dawn Cutter. And I see that you have not dishonored it or your ancestors. Dawn Cutter. Dawn Cutter. Sigmund presses his lips to the sword's handle and bows his head before Ulbrig. Thank you. Never have I been given so precious a gift. They seem to be all about tradition. But it's very cool to even have this bits and pieces of Sarkorian or Sarkoras still alive and to be able to explore that. So, what exactly are those metal things on the walls? I think they are pipes. Oh, these. Everyone here gawks at them, but I got used to seeing them back in Numeria. He nods at the peculiar decorations on the wall of his dwelling. That machine can predict the coming of rain. That one tells time. And this one is just a trophy, a memento of the glorious past of the Numerian mercenary. Yes, I'm telling you this openly. My band and I, we are not ashamed of it. You are not ashamed, fair enough. But you've got nothing to be proud of either. You're wrong. A victory is a victory, even if it's in a foreign land, in a foreign war. Without those victories, without the trophies and experience we brought back from Numeria, do you think Gundrun would still be standing today? I mean, can you be honest? What is your opinion of Isanna? Isa does good work. She's a fine lass. I've no quarrel with her as the tribe shaman. Those old traditions of hers, on the other hand, how are we supposed to get anywhere if we are always looking for over our shoulder? Isa has to understand, everything changes in this world and we must change along with it. What matters is what you hold in your heart, and that's where I hold Sarkorian. Yes, this is Numerian armor, but underneath it, I'm still the same descendant of a Sarkorian chieftain. I swear it in Sirena's name. There are some things you shouldn't do for the sake of surviving. There are some things that shouldn't be changed. Listen to your shaman, chief. It's a centuries-old tradition for every tribe to have its own shaman. There's a good reason for it. Maybe you're right, but Sigmund smirks. Is it also a centuries-old tradition that the chieftain and the shaman have to be at each other's throats? Ulbrig lets out a booming laugh. It is, and that's the truth. Thank you for your answers. You're welcome. And with that, I think I have to go. Right you are. No time to be sitting idle. We all have business to take care of. Okay. I wonder what the sickness is, if it's truly demonic corruption or something to do with the hunger that walks. Ah, we didn't talk to the advisor. Let's go back. Or if anyone made a deal or something. Beardolf, advisor to the chieftain. At your service, Outlanders. I'm strongly advising you against looking into this matter. Why would famed warriors like you concern yourself with a quarantine? But I won't go against the chief's orders. Ask me whatever you want to know. And I kinda have my suspicion regarding him. But I don't know. See? Ha! If we would have been an Ian, we could say, confess your crime. Very, very interesting. How long exactly have people been ill? A couple of days. Since the evening of our feast day in honor of Sirena the Protector. What exactly are the symptoms of the disease? The symptoms are horrible indeed. Stomach cramps, weakness, and fever. The affliction brings down scraping men, as well as children and the old. Take my advice. Do not venture close to the sick or the bodies. Sirena protects those who protect themselves. You are sus, my friend. So, can you tell me anything about yourself? About myself? Oh, no, I'm not worthy of your notice. I'm just a man who does his duty. Ha. Alright, I must go. I won't keep you. Beardolf, you are suspicious.